Hi everyone, it's Athena. It's been a hot minute, but there's something that's been getting on my nerves lately, so let's talk about it. So, I was just scrolling on TikTok as one does who has nothing better to do, and I came across a video of Yuval reacting to a woman who is tearing apart this singer on TikTok. And she was basically attacking his lyrics and saying that they were written by AI.
Be married in a year in the suburbs, with a kid on the way in 3. Convincing yourself you're living the American dream.
Be Married in a Year in the Suburbs is an exceptionally terrible song, and I'm convinced it's written by AI. And we need to talk about why the lyrics are so bad.
No, we need to talk about why this video is so bad and why this over-analyzation of what is just a pretty typically cheesy song to make yourself seem smarter and this person seem dumb is one of the worst parts about this app.
I completely agree with Yuval's take. Hating something just to get fame or just to jump on the bandwagon train and criticizing it without using actual logical arguments is something that I've noticed on every social media platform. And it's something that's happening currently with Benson Boone, is people hating him because they don't like his songs or they don't like his aesthetic without realizing that he is a human being with feelings. And the celebrities we see on the screen, despite how unreachable they may seem, they are still human. And from the way Benson's talked about his experience with the hate comments, it is obvious that it's been affecting his mental health. So I think it is important to step back and critically think about a situation and whether you're hating because you actually hate it or because other people have told you it's bad and that you should hate it. And I think with our generation of hearing lots of different opinions on the internet has caused some people to accept opinions without forming their own. And yes, it is easy to just let someone else do all the work for you instead of taking time to research or to think critically about a situation. But in this day and age, it is more important than ever that we fact check before we just accuse something of AI, which is literally the laziest accusation you can make. Which is why I was quite upset that the woman in the video was attacking the lyricism of Brendan Abernathy, which she's totally in her rights to do so. If she doesn't like the lyricism and she has constructive feedback, by all means, free speech, she can post the video. But I think the fact that she used AI to discredit him as a songwriter is just a new level of disrespectful. And if your arguments do not hold by themselves without you needing to use AI as your argument, then maybe you shouldn't be making a video in the first place. I also want to add that Brendan's lyricism was not that bad. They weren't atrocious lyrics. They were quite generic lyrics, but they still had meaning, as Yuval points out, and you guys should totally go watch his full video on it because I think it was very insightful. But the fact of the matter is, it's not a bad song, and it didn't deserve someone attacking it word by word simply because they didn't like it, especially when it feels like the creator was jumping on the bandwagon hate train because they knew it would get attention, and it's easier to attack something that's already hated than to defend it. Which is why I want to reiterate the fact of media literacy and critical thinking and approaching a situation from all sides instead of just assuming or jumping on the bandwagon of hating something. Especially as a generation who preaches about individualism, why are we letting others form our decisions for us? Especially since she calls herself a copy editor, it just leaves me thinking, why are you using AI to discredit someone and their songwriting abilities? Why is that the argument you're making? Because if you are a copy editor, you should have a list of reasons that should have nothing to do with AI. Why is that what you're using as your argument basis? Actually, it takes negative brain cells to accuse someone of AI without any proof or actual evidence backing your case. It's such a dumb accusation. It makes me so upset because I did speech and debate. I am well versed in how to argue respectfully, and how to present and make a case. And maybe it's easier for me because I did speech and debate, but I believe it is a skill everyone should have. And as a copy editor, if you're going to come online and make a video accusing someone of using AI, I believe you should have solid evidence backing up your claim, because it could be detrimental to someone's career or to someone's mental health. You never know. And believe it or not, your actions have consequences regardless if they're done in person or through a screen. Words affect others. For centuries, people have understood how big of an impact words make. And it's really sad to see our generation pretend as if they don't. And obviously, everyone is welcome to their own opinion. I personally didn't find it to be that bad of a song, and it fits the genre that he's writing it for. And is it my cup of tea? No. But that doesn't mean I'm going to accuse him of AI just because I don't like the song. And I don't think anyone should send the original woman speaking on it hate, but I do think it is important to call attention to the fact that AI has been used repeatedly as a term to discredit artists and their hard work, which, quite frankly, I'm sick of. And all the lady's evidence of saying it's not grammatical was disproved by Yuval. Therefore, it's not wrong to say that her analysis was wrong and she falsely accused someone of AI. Please, I am begging people, if you are going to criticize something, use actual evidence or form an actual opinion. It's okay to not like something. You can express your opinion, but it should be done in a kind, respectful, or constructive way, instead of just tearing someone down simply because you don't like them. And Benson is a clear case of this, along with others. Just because you don't like something, it does not give you the right to attack it without basis or argument. An artist was literally bullied off of X because they were accused of AI, despite it being a false claim. So I just want to remind you guys, as this video comes to a close, to find solid evidence before you accuse someone of something, especially something that could be detrimental to their well-being, and to make sure before you hate something, have a valid reason instead of just hating to hate. And it's fine if you don't like something, but not every opinion has to be voiced. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's all. If you liked this type of content, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and who knows, maybe I'll post more content like this. Bye!